morning everyone, and welcome back to another vlog. I hope you guys are doing well. I thought I would bring you along today for a day in the life on a Monday, a working day. I'm just dragging myself out of bed, brushing the teeth, mouthwash, flossing, you know the drill, first thing in the morning. Yeah, I always love to start the day off with kind of getting myself together. I make the bed every morning. It is something I religiously do every single day. Do you make your bed every morning? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. It's something I cannot not do. It just starts my day off right. And then I always have a little outfit laid out. Simple, basic outfit for a work from home day. Leggings, bralette, t-shirt, and sometimes a shirt if it's a bit chillier. But this morning was quite warm. We've had a bit of high temps for this November, which is a bit odd, but yeah, it's still been in like the 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. So time to open up the curtains and the blinds. Not that there's much point, as you will see. It is pitch black outside. The joys of getting up in the winter at like before 7. But yeah, first things first, as soon as I get downstairs, cup of coffee. Bubs gets my cup ready for me. There's a pod in there. It's good to go, and I just have to press the on button, which is so sweet because he gets up before I do most mornings on a weekday. So he always has my coffee ready for me. By now it's like getting a bit lighter, and I can see daylight coming. So I grab my coffee and head to the living room to spend time with Bubs and the pups. Tend to have around 20 to 30 minutes just chill time, watching the news, curl up with the dogs, curl up with each other, just really start the day off right, where we spend time just, you know, asking how each other slept, and mainly just snuggling and watching the news. That's kind of what we do in the morning. And Miss Duty Poo is always very happy to see me. Mr. Giz is definitely much more chilled and happy to stay in bed. But yeah, so we just kind of cuddle up together, watch whatever drama is on the news. There's always something going on here in the UK at the moment, so we just kind of catch up on what's going on, like to stay informed, and this is kind of how we spend our mornings together every morning. It's a really special time that we dedicate to each other every morning. I always like to see Burnham out. I make sure to give him a big hug, a big kiss, tell him to drive safe. I like to make sure I make the effort to see him out the door. And on this morning, bless him, he went to close the neighbour's bin just because the bins had been collected and they didn't close it. And it's definitely a rainy time at the moment. So right, got about 20 minutes. Let's get this day started. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I cannot remember the last time I picked up the camera on a Monday, on a working day. But I've been reading all your incredible comments from literally yesterday's vlog that went up, and a lot of you wanted to see just more daily life, more fashiony bits, more like homey cooking, foodie stuff. So I figured I would just bring you along. Picked up the camera this morning on my iPhone, as you saw me trying to drag my butt out of bed. You can tell Candy Brain is just like trying to work this morning. It is one of my work from home days today. So I start at 8, so I've got half an hour. And what I would normally do during this time is I'd either just chill and watch a vlog, or, you know, just relax. Otherwise I will get like some stuff done. So this morning I made the bed already, and I usually start on the kitchen. So I think that's what I'm going to do this morning, so I have a clean kitchen to contend with for the rest of the day. Our bread is nearly finished, so I also need to get some dough started, so I'll do that today as well. That dough will rise till this evening, and then I'll chuck that in the oven later on in the day, either during lunchtime or when I finish my working day. Got half an hour. Let's go to the kitchen and get a few bits done this morning. I'm literally just gonna take you along for my normal sort of what I do. This will just be like a day in the life of working from home. I'm just gonna bring you along for that. Obviously I work a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4:30 is my hours, so I won't vlog during that sort of time period unless I'm on a coffee break or on my lunch break. Let's head to the kitchen. Also, I'll probably have a good 2 or 3 of these during the day.
I usually make my second one at 8 o'clock to start the actual working day off. Come on then guys, spend the day with me. I hope you enjoy this, and I'm sorry there is no makeup on work from home days. No makeup and no cute outfit to speak of. If I start feeling haggard, I will put some makeup on, but otherwise you just get to see this disheveled wreck all day. Congratulations. I think I'm just gonna get the dough sorted to make a fresh loaf of bread today. I have been doing that now, like as soon as we're out of loaf I make a new loaf. I've just been loving cooking in the Dutch oven. It's been wonderful. The Dutch oven we have, which is a Nesto from Lidl. I'd like to get a small round one because that one is a beast. Yeah, I've got me cooking this bread heaps in the last few vlogs, so I'll try and link it down below for you guys. I think the recipe is linked down below, and a similar Dutch oven if you wanted to get one. Also, I use my dough whisk, which you'll see in a minute. I'll link that down below too. Right, let's make some dough to rise through the day. Hair is up, out the way. This is the most simple recipe you'll ever use in your life. I use plain flour. You're gonna need some salt, and you're gonna need some yeast. I just use the Bell Bake dried yeast from Lidl, and that is it. This is a smaller loaf, so you can double this, just literally double all the ingredients to make a bigger loaf. I preferred making as it is. The loaf I feel is a good size, and then I can just make another one if we need one. So you're gonna need 3 cups of flour. This is a 1/3 cup measure. Oh, I'm doing that way too small. Do you know, I just realized this isn't a 1/2 cup measure, this is a 1/3 cup, and I'm supposed to do 9 scoops of this, and I've been doing 6. What a plonker. And 9. My bread still came out perfect, by the way, just so you know, using 2 cups of flour. But yeah, it should be 3 cups of flour. Got your flour, got your mess, of course. When is there not a mess when using flour? Then you're gonna need a teaspoon of salt. All you need is a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. And I always put my yeast on the opposite side. I've always heard that salt can deactivate yeast. I mix this together, get that yeast well in there. And this is the Danish dough whisk I was talking about. I know quite a few of you have bought it and love it, so I'm so glad. I don't know how I didn't use this ever. I mean, I didn't bake very much ever, but this is the perfect little dough whisking friend. It's amazing. And then your last ingredient is water, and you just need to make sure that your water is not above 130 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure in Celsius, 50 or 70, I'll put it on the screen. 1.5 cups of water, which is about 300 milliliters of water. I'm just gonna pour that into a jug, check the temperature, and then mix that in here. And then just mix this all up, guys. And I'm just gonna leave this now to rise for the day. I'm gonna cover this with cling film. I'm interested to see how this actually turns out with the 3 cups of flour, because no wonder my dough was, oh gosh, that was terrible. No wonder my dough was so much more shaggy and like gloopy. That was terrible. I didn't even cut off enough, seriously. Because I was using less flour. This whole time I've been using 2 cups of flour instead of 3. I mean, it came out awesome, so I mean, I wasn't necessarily doing anything wrong. Right, I'm having a ball ache with this cling film this morning. Gosh, I hate this stuff. It is such a simple, easy recipe, and it's worked every single time, which is what makes me more happy. Obviously I've been using 2 cups though, so that will definitely be a slightly bigger loaf. Oh my, I still can't believe I was doing that the whole time. Right, it's now time to get my second coffee of the day on the go. These are small coffees, to be fair. I have the Dolce Gusto flat whites. They are my absolute favourites. I love how fuss-free this coffee machine is. Literally press and go, it's got your coffee, it's got your milk in there. 10 minutes and I start work. As I utilise the time I've got. Oh, laundry. Need to get this laundry on. Let's do that. It's got everything it needs. Get the laundry on. Get myself situated. Right guys, I'm off to work. I'll catch you at lunchtime. Cheers. Oh, coffee. Sweet, sweet nectar of life for the day. Breakfast this morning, salmon paste on toast with some apple juice. The dough is rising beautifully. It's about doubled in size so far, so that's doing real well. I'm just on a quick coffee break. Coffee number 3. But I made some chocolate muffins over the weekend and Dad's gonna pop around and come pick them up. I hadn't made them when I went over on Saturday because I made them Saturday afternoon. Didn't end up getting round, but I messaged him this morning and said, do you want to pop over and pick up some muffins? So I'm just popping a couple in a baggie for me and Bubs, just because we'll have a couple as well. There's a little stash of chocolate muffins I made on the weekend. I did do some icing sugar on some. It's okay, it's not the best. I wish I'd had, like, I've made some buttercream or something. Got that carrot cake from yesterday, so definitely do not need all of those. Actually, do you know what I might do? I might pop a couple of slices of the carrot cake in here as well. Bunch of treats for the parentals. Make my coffee and get back to the emails. Righto, I am now on lunch, hallelujah. Check out the dough. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm just so chuffed with that dough recipe. Gosh, I look so rough. Fringe just does what it wants to do. Sorry you have to see me looking like this all day. Anywho, I've got a big pile of dishes in front of me. Gonna have to get done now. You know when you just wish you hadn't left so many dishes to get done in one go? That is where I'm at in my feels right now. Here is the before, the mess that is the dishes. And that's gonna do for now. I forgot I need to wash the air fryer drums, so they're in there with my mug. I will sort that out later. I've got no room, I've done all that. I'm happy. Clean the counters, and now it's time to grab this bad boy, the Dyson. Love this thing. This thing is the dream to have in your house. So blessed to own one of these. So I'm gonna hoover the kitchen, hoover the lounge and the hallway, and then see what I can wrangle up for a bit of lunch and chill out for the rest of my lunch break, which is another 30 minutes or so by the time I'm done. I will pop the bread in later on. I like this to sit for as long as possible. The longer it sits, the better the bread I've found. So that's what I'm gonna let that carry on doing its thing. But yeah, looking a lot better already, but need to get these floors cleaned. Also, totally forgot I had clothes in the tumble dryer. They are going to be wrinkly as anything. So I'm gonna run upstairs, do that first, and then do the hoovering. Oh, dang. Righto, it is the end of the day. Hallelujah. Bubs is on his way home and
let you into a little cute little quirk. So depending on who's home, we like to greet each other at the door. So be waiting at the door for that person to come home. So basically, once I know Bubs is nearly home, I go wait by the door. And yeah, just stand there and wait for him to come home. And it's just like, welcome home, husband. Or he's like, welcome home, wife. I know, it's so sad, I know, but I just thought I'd share that with you because it's kind of a cute little thing that me and him do. And then also what I'll probably do is get the bread started. So I'll get the oven on, get that baking for this evening. Dinner tonight I think is just a chicken, veg and rice with southern fried gravy. So get the rice on the go. We usually have an early dinner. We tend to eat around about 5, and yeah. Hold on.
Monkey! Good smile.
There's Daddy Kiss. Oh, he's got zoomies. Oh, he's got the zoomies. You got zoomies.
What's he doing? Is he going mad?
Oh, he's got them all.
Any diet that has negative.
Oh, did you put something in this, babe?
Oh yeah.
Puppy. Bub's put the fire lighters in the cast iron for him to dry out.
It worked?
Could have put them anywhere for them to dry out, my love.
Well, I put them in there thinking that you'd moan at me that they're in there, and then you told me to move it, and then you looked at it and went, it's very funny. And then you didn't tell me to empty it. So I'm like,
I forgot I need to actually use it. I thought that I was using a half cup measure when I did the flour. I've been using a quarter cup, 1/3 cup measure. Every time I've been doing the bread, it's been a cup of flour short. I mean, it still comes out great, but now I know why it was so wet.
but how different it will be now.
Well, it seems a lot like, obviously it's a bigger loaf and a bit more dense or something, I guess. A thicker dough. I said to everyone, obviously, I was like, I'll see how it comes out. See if I create a better recipe. So this is pretty, they can see the head. So this is pretty standard. Once one of us gets home, we kind of spend a bit of time in the kitchen, either getting dinner ready or cleaning. Bubs is currently cleaning the cast iron. I know a few of you have asked for Bubs to show how he seasons his cast iron pan and the casserole, the enamelled one. Bubs is currently cleaning it. Right. There you go. Bubs is currently washing it.
As long as it's clean, it doesn't matter if there's a few marks on it. To be honest. I guess after you've cleaned it and you're happy, you gotta make sure it is completely dry. Because it's the water that promotes the rust. And cast irons are known for getting rust so easily. So,
sorry. It's my turn to be noisy in the background.
Once you're happy it's dry, what you want is a oil with a high smoke grade. So we just use dry and crisp rapeseed oil. Not everyone's taste. Obviously people will dispute that it's actually any good. But we use it and it works absolutely fine. So, what you want to do, just get
it's like having cooking with Bub's back.
get a clean cloth or one that you've used oil on. It doesn't have to be like, just needs to be obviously be clean to a degree. Obviously you don't want chemicals or anything like that on there. So get a clean cloth and then you just put a little dab. And then you just want to, on the rim, go over that with the oil. Don't coat it, Let me have it dripping. Just has to have a nice film of oil. So what you want it to look like, I don't know if it's going to pick up very well. So you see a little shine? That's how you know you've got it right. Once you've done that, you then want to do it the inside, but again, same thing, not a lot, just a little dab, and then coat on the inside. Just has to be a really thin coat. A little bit goes a long way. Same with the rim. You do it every two washes. Nice shine to it, and you know you've done it. If you see any, if you end up accidentally putting too much on, all you got to do is just wipe the excess off. Make sure you get as much excess off as you can. Then again, same with the inside. Little dab, little speck. Again, inside. Little bit goes a long way. There you go. That's how you do it. But that's how you do it after you've done the proper seasoning. When you ever get the first one, you first get something like this. What I would suggest is the first time you get it, do what I just did. But what you want to do is you want to put slightly a little bit more oil, especially on the inside, mainly the inside and the top of the lid. Not so much the exposed cast iron. Then you want to put your oven on 220 degrees, fan assisted, obviously adjust for non-fan assisted. Put the lid back on, put it in the oven and let it season, let it heat up for 10 minutes. Because basically what you're doing is you're making sure that the oil basically creates a coat. And then after that you're pretty much good to just kind of season it every 2 washes.
So even now that you've just seasoned it, do you need to wait for it to dry or anything, or can I now just use it for my bread?
Just use it. If you have a cast iron, like we do, a pain in the ass to clean, but I might as well just explain the whole process.
Yeah,
so again, when you get your cast iron, very similar process to how you would do with the pot style, but you would do inside and out. So again, cloth, oil, a high smoke threshold oil, we use rapeseed. So again, coat it, oven, 10 minutes, take out, wipe out any pores of excess oil you see, boom, done, first time. After that, I season it after every usage with the cast iron skillet. Again, I don't think you have to, but it doesn't hurt that you do. So again, same thing, oil, cloth, wipe it all over, and it should look like a glass, a black glass. How I describe it. It should have a shine to it all over, so a good shine. And then make sure you do the handles, the outside, everything. If you see it, if you use too much oil, soak up the excess. Try and get as much of that oil off the pan as possible, because it won't do you any favors in the long run. For cleaning, I clean it after every time I use it. Don't use any abrasives. What I would suggest you get,
other side.
Got 2 options for doing this. I find one more effective than the other. And that is to, as soon as you finish using it, you've taken your food out and it's still piping hot, run the hot tap to the hottest it will go, just keep running until it's boiling, put it under briefly, and then use a wooden spatula to just get rid of all that gunk, all the burnt food or sauces or whatever you've used.
That's the one you use.
Yeah, so
flathead.
That's basically what I use. I just scrape all the stuff that's stuck to the pan. Continue running the hot water and using the hot water and the steam to clean it. That's it. And as soon as you got all the crap off it, put it back on a low heat and let it dry. And once you're confident that it's dried, pull it off the heat, put your high smoke grade oil, put a little bit in the pan and use a cloth, wipe around the inside, wipe around the outside, let it cool. And it's simple as that. The other way to clean it is to use, another thing I use is chainmail. Now you're gonna probably think to yourself, why would you use chainmail? Like would scratch it and stuff like that. Chainmail is perfect for cleaning, but what you should have to be careful of is you want to do it while it's hot. So you've got to be careful not to burn yourself, and you're more likely to burn yourself with this than you are with this. So if you use this, it's wonderful, it does work. But be careful. And
ours still looks new, and we've had that for a long while now.
We've used it so many times, and
not a spot of rust on it or anything.
It's had no rust on it, there's no dirt on it.
No marks.
No marks. You can go on YouTube and you can watch 400 videos on it, and each person will have a different way of doing it. They'll use other things and tell you to do it every time. They'll tell you to do it every 4 times, 5 times. It's basically personal preference.
It's a wonderful thing to have in your kitchen.
Yeah.
And the Dutch oven has been one of my favourite new additions, and I think maybe after payday I may invest in the small one from Amazon. It's just a 2 litre small round one, because when I used it to cook in my Dutch oven, I loved cooking with it on the stove. I think it's great for cooking curries, casseroles, everything, and this one is just massive. So it's really heavy for me. It's great if we've got family around, it's great for a roast, but we make a small loaf for me and Bubs. We cook smaller dinners, and I kind of want the small round one, so I may have to get that. But yeah, to everyone who asked seasoning, there you go. I hope that was helpful. I'll try make sure to put it in the title of the vlog if I remember, just so that you know where to find it. But yeah, thank you, babe.
You're welcome. Just trying to think, is there anything
you're gonna get
useful?
So many comments. When's Cooking with Bubs coming back?
Oh, another thing I will say about cast iron. Okay, a bit more of a pain to clean than your regular pans. However, these are more energy efficient because they heat up quicker and they retain the heat longer. And
the best thing is if you're having a fire pit and you just have a grill on it, you can chuck that in the fire pit.
Exactly. It's perfect for on top of the hob
everything.
And in the oven.
Yeah.
It's universal.
It's just great.
On a barbecue, on a braai, whether it's gas or coal, doesn't matter.
I'll link a couple of our, this one was Amazon. We'll link this down below. I'll link the cast iron pots I'm hoping to get off Amazon as well. My smaller one, I'll link that down below just so you know what we have. This one is an Esto from Lidl. I believe they do them at Aldi as well.
I think that was £40 if I remember rightly.
No, I think it was 30. That's why I had it.
30 to 40.
So
cheaper than,
the going rate for that size on Amazon is about 40 quid, which I still think is a great price. So yeah, right, need to feed the puppies and get dinner on the go. So I'm gonna let you do the pups whilst I get dinner on the go. But they need new food though.
Oh, you need new food, Gannets.
Gannets.
Eat out house and home.
I'm back down to my level here, guys. Big thank you to Bubs for doing that. I know quite a few of you asked about it, so I hope that was helpful to you guys. If you've got any questions, just leave them down in the comments. But there are also heaps and heaps of actual dedicated videos to it on the interwebs. I do our rice in a microwave rice cooker, the Systema, the New Zealand Systema rice cooker. Absolutely brilliant. I'll link it down below because we got this off Amazon. Dutch oven is heating up. Bread is under a tea towel just there, you can see it there. We've got mixed veg, we've got rice. I'm gonna get some chicken in the air fryer, just plain old chicken seasoned with salt and pepper. Cook it up in the air fryer for 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna make the Mayflower southern fried gravy, southern style gravy, sorry, with the dinner. This stuff is absolutely delicious. If you haven't had this before, highly recommend. It is yum. And this is like a really good one if you're on WW, Slimming World, etc. We're not doing that at the moment, but it's still a really great option just in case you are. So that will be dinner this evening. This evening will consist of me editing, Bubs gaming. That's the usual Monday night. I try to get the vlog done as early in the week as possible if I can. I try to dedicate like 1 or 2 evenings to editing, and then that way I always have time to spend with family. But we usually try end all the gaming and editings and things, our own hobbies, by about 9 PM, and then we spend the last couple of hours together in the evening. So that's just kind of how we roll. Veg, we like super soft veg, so if you see me putting it on now, don't judge, don't hate. We like super soft veggies. Alright, let's get this chicken in the air fryer. We have the dual Ninja air fryer, which has been an absolute blessing. So glad we bought this. It is cost efficient, it is quick, it is so handy. The 2 compartments have worked perfectly for us because we can have our meats in one, our chips or potatoes in another. You can crisp air fry, roast, reheat, dehydrate, which I haven't tried yet, and bake, which I also haven't tried yet. I am thinking to try it with one of my loaves to see how it goes. That I think would be really cool to try. But all we're gonna do for today is chuck in a couple of chicken breasts. You don't need to have liners, by the way. It is all non-stick and wonderful. I like to just put a liner in, but we haven't got any foil. Usually we use foil, but obviously would recommend not using anything really, because then you get all the, you know, it's got room underneath for the air to circulate. Wash my hands quickly. I can't touch the camera whilst I've been touching raw chicken. Right, there you go. I'm just gonna season this with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And I'm gonna pop this in the air fryer on 200 for 20 minutes or so. That is on the go. Rice is in the microwave, veggies are on the go, chicken's on the go, gravy I'll do at the very end, and the oven is still heating up for the bread. But we shall have a nice fresh loaf with dinner as well, or soon after anyway. It's 5:15 and I need to go let the dogs out. That is what I need to do because they are waiting ever so patiently, aren't you? Okie dokie, that's where we're at. Oh, Bubs is in his PJs. That didn't take long.
Loungewear?
Loungewear. He's in his loungewear. Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes. Well, maybe after payday. I did have baking paper, but baking paper is not the way to go. Do you want to put that under some hot water to soak? Careful.
It is good rice.
I'll cook it because it thickens it up.
Enough for you?
It's quite a lot, yeah. Dinner has been had. It was delicious. And it is 6 o'clock on the dot now, so pretty much going to head upstairs now for a shower. Yeah, get into my PJs. I'm just waiting for the bread to finish off. It's only got a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna come back down here and get working on the vlog from this weekend, and then me and Bubs are reconvening in a couple of hours to watch the rest of 2012, which we've seen 10 million times but love. So we're gonna finish watching that finish watching that this evening together, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much the rest of the evening, guys. So I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'll show you the loaf though, because that should hopefully come out real good. And you know, I've been just, oh, how's that for timing, guys? How is that for timing? Let's see how this is looking. There you go. That's probably the nicest loaf I've done because it's actually stayed smooth on the top and then steamed out the sides, which is really nice. So now I just want to get it out. I'm just gonna tap the bottom to see that it's hollow, or hear that it's hollow. It is. And that is done. There you go, another beautiful crusty loaf. I love how it's got a perfectly smooth top this time. Looks like a little turtle. So yeah, very chuffed with that. Very accomplished day. I think I'll end the vlog here, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this vlog and spend time with me. I hope you found the seasoning section for the cast iron pot and pan useful. Thank you to Bubs for doing that again, and yeah, just hope you enjoyed coming along with this real life kind of working day from home. It's very much how I spend my working days from home. Makeup free, get my work done, get the house tidy, and yeah, it's just something I love. It brings my heart so much joy. Just potter around the house and get things done and make things look pretty, and obviously look after our little family. So, but it's team effort, and Bubs is right there with me doing lots and lots and lots, which I'm super grateful for. Okie dokie, I'm gonna quit my ramblings, and I will see you guys for a brand new vlog very soon. So take care, much love, God bless, and I will see you real soon. Bye. Mwah.